Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. Welcome, children. Now, I've been thinking. What's up from Portugal? You guys make good wine. About to enjoy this stream with a cookie and a tall glass of ice water? A tall glass of ice water? Are you lactose intolerant? That's what it sounds like you are. You poor soul. You poor soul. Now, I've been thinking. I've been thinking quite a good deal. Thinking about pie? No. We'll just play. Busted? What's this from? It's from Need for Speed. Close enough. I've been thinking about a lot of things. I've been dwelling on some topics. I'm thinking about the desolate state of humanity. What about you? Yes, Sphinx. I've been thinking about much the same. Yo, Noah, you lift. Indeed, I have been recently. Not the last 2 days. I've been giving the tendons a rest, but yes, I have been. You like the Beatles? I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'm so sorry that you like the Beatles. That's a shame. This trilogy goes harder than Lord of the Rings. Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Look, I've been thinking. The Beatles do suck. I have been thinking that. I've been thinking that since I was a boy. Nah, the Beatles suck. The Beatles suck, dude. Please. It is good, isn't it? Raquel. It is good, isn't it? Man could write. Mitochondria? That's just not how that's spelled. Queen sucks? Honestly, Queen's overrated. You have a clock? Oh my god, Ison, that's awful. Hey Jude? Oh, Jesus. Who's my favorite Rick and Morty character? I haven't watched Rick and Morty since like season 2 or 3, so I have no idea. I don't even know who's in that show now. Your great-grandfather kicked the Beatles out of his hotel? As he should have. As he should have. Fuck him. He did a service to humanity. What's the fit today, and why do you keep thinking you should stop that? What do you mean? The fit today is a fucking shirt. A fucking shirt and pants. It's not healthy to think. That's true. That is very true. I must say, I'm quite tired at present. I don't really know why. How do you deal with dumb and stubborn people like anti-vax people? You just let them be dumb and stubborn. You just gotta move on. You can't let stupid people drag you down. You can't convert a stupid person most of the time. There's no point in even trying. There's no point in even trying. Everyone who's had a thought in their life has died. That's true, and that proves that thinking is the great killer. Why have you been thinking again? I had to. I will tell Cooper that, Mr. Mister, I will. What is this triumphant music that EA is auto-playing? Medal of Honor music. This is crazy. We're gonna go back to the Oblivion for today. What does it mean to be a stupid person? I mean, that's such a broad question. I could give you so many examples. I could give you so many examples of what it means to be a stupid person. I mean, you could have... It's either willful ignorance, where somebody just does not seek new knowledge. It could be worse than that. It could be when somebody lies to themselves. I mean, I could simply define somebody who's an idiot as somebody who makes consistently poor choices. Is the best way that I can put it. Consistently poor, ill-informed choices. Jimmy Fallon official, welcome as always. Truly, one of my favorite chatters. I'll hit you back, Pixel. I'm sorry, Bars is here, so I've been busy. I've been quite busy. What are you gonna do if your eyes fall out? Get cyber eyes, easily. They do call you Little Retard Yeast. That is your name. That's what I call you, actually. Of course, Wims, of course. We're gonna be hitting the, I can't tell you where we're hitting, actually. I was gonna tell you later where we were gonna go, but then if I told you, you'd find out where I live, so I'm not gonna tell you. Don't even start with me, Pixel. My favorite continental philosopher? Let me think about that one for a minute, and I'll come back to it. Yeah, swap to the tube, Chat Ice, and it's better. Fuck Twitch. The YouTube chat is a million times better. No, philosophers don't... Dude, philosophers ain't got shit, Daniel. Philosophers ain't got shit. They've been... Look, this is something I think about all the time. They've been talking about it forever. They've been talking about it forever. Has anything changed? No. Is it worth anything? No. Fuck them. Fuck philosophers. I'm on team Marcus Aurelius. He was just a guy who wrote what he thought, and he was like, do with that what you will. They've been thinking about it. How long have they been thinking about it? They've been thinking about it since you could think about it. This is a chicken. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. You know what I mean? Man sits here and philosophizes on stream. The difference between me and a philosopher is that I admit what I do is worthless. That's the difference. Just being a guy is the most base thing you can do. Exactly, Yeast. Grug why chicken here? Man still stuck with question. Exactly. Look, we're still wrestling with it now. I'm just some fucking guy. Fuck him. Bro, I've been thinking. I've been thinking about how my camera cannot focus at the correct distance. Either I'm here and I'm in focus, or I'm right here and I'm out of focus. It's not very far. I do sometimes wish it was ancient Greece and I could get paid by a rich aristocrat to be his personal philosopher. Yeah, just to be a guy who sits around and talks about shit. Just asking people questions that nobody has an answer to. Daniel, that's the thing, is it's always been this way. We've talked about this before on stream. I think that most of media exists in order to mobilize the idiot. If that's the harsh word you'd like to use to refer to them as, I would prefer to call them dead men. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Gotta be uncomfortably close to the camera? Exactly. And so I shall, so I shall. Thank you, Connor. EO. EO. IO, not EYO. If I could get paid by some elite to say meaningless shit with fancy words, I'd be living the dream. Wouldn't we all? Your whole life is fake and no one is in on it. You never know. You never know. I mean, how can you know? Not in a solipsistic way, but you know what I mean. Is anybody else alive? I don't know. I'm here, though. Allegedly. As far as you're aware. What if I'm just not real? You ever think about that? How do you stop overthinking? Well, that's a great question. I deal with this with people that I know a lot. The thing is that you have to let go. You have to realize that you have no control over it. Not in a nihilistic way, not in that kind of way, but thinking about it doesn't make a change. Thinking about it doesn't change anything. Thinking about it doesn't improve the situation when you're overthinking something. Sometimes, in fact, most of the time, it is much better to act than to think. In fact, like I said, most of the time. It is better to act than to think. Easier said than done, of course. Sometimes you just gotta commit. Sometimes you just gotta commit. I'm just an illusion. I'm just an illusion on a screen. Technology doesn't even exist. This is all fake. This is all fake. You're hallucinating me right now. I was never real. What I gotta stop overthinking was I just pretended like I didn't care, and then eventually it became my nature, and I really didn't care. I mean, it's not even necessarily about pretending that you don't care. It's that you have to just be aware of the fact that no matter how much you care, it doesn't change anything. You know what I mean? Like, the harder you tighten your grip, the more it slips through your fingers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Let go. Am I retarded for dating a girl who is cheating on her man? Yes. Yes, you are, Imal. Yes, you are. That is... Imal, I'm not here to mock you right now, but I'm sure that because you posed this question, I can mock you. Where do you think that's going to lead, buddy? Where do you think that's going to lead? That's the height of stupidity right there. That's the height of stupidity. That is just... Imal. What do you think is going to happen? Please tell me. What do you think is going to happen? I'm waiting. What do you think is going to happen? If they'll cheat for you, they'll cheat on you? Oh, it's more than that. I mean, like... If they're going to cheat for you, does that mean that they're going to cheat for other people too? Probably. Opinion on people who are low enough to cheat, I think they're incredibly weak. I never understood why anybody would cheat and not just break off their relationship. Like, just own it. Just admit to yourself that that's what you want. I believe she may cheat on me maybe in the future. It's not a maybe, Amal. It's not a maybe. It is not a maybe. I'm not one of those people who thinks once a cheater, always a cheater. But at the same time, Imal, how do you think this is going to end? This is going to end with fire and flame, my friend. This is going to end in wreckage. The sort of person who's willing to weave such tangled webs is the sort of person that is willing to do a lot of things aside from cheating. Look, one day, look, look, I'm not saying I'm speaking from experience here. All I'm saying is that, look, one day, you think that you're just a guy there, just a body that's present. Next thing you know, your dick is separated from your body, you're in the emergency room. You never know. Of course, Otakon, they always bring up a family death. That's my favorite thing about manipulators, is you'll see that they'll be like, oh yeah, I still look really bad right now. Also, my fucking relative died. That happens a lot with manipulative people. I think cheaters don't break up with people because they can't take responsibility to be in one relationship. Oh, it scrolled. Own up to your actions to break up. Yeah, no. I mean, it's not even about owning up to your actions. It's like before you cheat on somebody, maybe break up with them and just go start something new. I don't know. Like, it just seems like... It seems like childish in a way, where like you're just evading responsibility, where it's like... Personally, for me, I would never be able to cheat on somebody because it would literally rot me to my core. I wouldn't be able to, like, keep that shit in. I'm not a very good liar. Like... If I ever was with somebody and I was like, I should be with somebody else, I would break up with them. You know what I mean? Like, why are you, like, you're just wasting your fucking time, too. Like, now you're putting an effort to somebody who you don't have any intention of staying with. It's just wasted time and effort. And you're racking your psyche with guilt. Nonsense. The idea of moving and playing the game out of bounds, therefore why it's called cheating. It's not playing the game out of bounds, though. Like, it literally just sucks. For the cheater, too, I'm sure it sucks. Like, it can't be... Like, that can't be easy. You know what I mean? I don't know what makes it worth it. Like, break up with somebody, actually be a man about it, and then just go be with somebody else. It's not that fucking hard. I know I cheated on you, but it's because you put effort in the relationship and it made me feel bad. That is literally just somebody admitting that they're a horrible person. That's literally all that is. Anything I should go about coming out to my... Oh, I always get this question. I can't fucking help you. I get that question on stream all the time. I don't like answering that one. I have no idea, dude. Kai, I have no idea. I'm a fucking 22-year-old straight dude. I got no fucking clue. It's like... I find this... I've heard this about cheaters many times. To my knowledge, I've never been cheated on. And I've never cheated. So... But I always hear that cheaters tend to, like, try to make the person they cheated on feel like they're, like, at fault. Like, you put effort into this relationship, so, like, I had to cheat on you or something. Like, you made me feel bad by being good. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I don't understand. Some people find it easier to just get laid instead of growing a pair and being responsible. Yeah, they're fucking children. They're children. Like what somebody just said right there is fucking the age-old statement of winners never cheat and cheaters never win. I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like a winner would never actually feel like they have to cheat. You know, like, a winner finds themselves in a relationship that's happy. Not to gas myself up, but... you know what I'm saying. It's just human nature looking for an exit. Make the victim feel like the person did the action. Yeah, I mean, it's like you're trying to offload your negative emotions onto somebody else, which is pretty fucking evil in my opinion, honestly. It's pretty shady. Oh, hello, police helicopter. Yeah, if cheating is an option, second guess your values. Yeah, like, the thing for me is, like, that's just never even been on the table to me. Like, that's just, it's not worth it. Like, when people have tried to hook up with me while I'm in a relationship, I'm always just like, are you fucking insane? Like, having sex with somebody like a couple of times is worth that to you? Like, how fucking sex addicted are you? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I think that also, like, people... This is not coming after people that are this way, but I mean, I see this a lot with, when there was a period of time in my life when I was on Tinder. But the amount of mental gymnastics and hoops that people will jump through to justify to themselves the fact that they are not responsible or capable of maintaining any sort of meaningful connection to another human being because they burn themselves out entirely with their absolutely insurmountable urge to pursue vice. They just, like, people will jump through so many fucking hoops in their mind to, like, tell themselves that, like, oh, this is normal. I fucking, like, I love when people are like, what am I gonna gatekeep whatever, like, the person that I'm sleeping with, like, who they're gonna sleep with? I'm like, yeah. Yes. Yes. You are. Because that's what somebody who isn't a fucking loser does. Like, you know what I mean? Thoughts on performance-enhancing drugs used in bodybuilding? I mean, I think it's fine, honestly. I mean, I would never use drugs. I mean, I'm not a bodybuilder either, but I mean, even for, like, strength, I would never use drugs for that. But I mean, that's literally like a fucking aesthetic competition. Let people enjoy things. Yeah, like, I'm not even coming after people with open relationships, but I think that shit's fucking weird. Like, I don't know. It's like, just don't... I don't know, dude. Just, like, it's weird. Like people can do whatever they want. I'm not fucking judging anybody. But to me, that's just very strange. When people are like, oh, whatever, like, I'm in an open relationship, we just fuck whoever we want. I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem like that would lead to anything good longer down the road to me. I don't know. That seems like short-term satisfaction. And it's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as into sex as people, but it's like, I don't understand the need for that. Like, I don't have enough fucking time. Dude, one's enough. You know what I mean? One gal is enough for me. Like, to me, that seems like a commitment to half-assing your relationship. Does it not? I totally agree with you, Honest Sith, actually. I don't think it's puritanical either. I think that the way that sex gets treated now is a little bit weird. More than a little bit weird. Personally, I've never seen an open relationship go well when I'm still young. Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing is, I've known plenty of people who have tried that, and I'm just like, Jesus. You know what I mean? Like, I've never seen it go well, personally. And I've always seen, like, also, like, this is the thing, too. When somebody feels the need to, like, constantly justify that, I'm like, you wouldn't feel like you had to constantly justify it if it was actually good and you were happy. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like I have to justify my relationship where it's just like, yeah, met a nice lady and we're happy. You know, it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Sex has become such an open thing for minors and young people, and it's so fucking weird to see. Yeah, and I feel like it takes away, like... I feel like a lot of people miss, like, the actual good part of sex. Like, it's like... See, this is the way that I see it, genuinely, like with people on Tinder. And I'm not gonna toot my own horn here, but I mean, we've all been around the circuit, haven't we? And like, people are always like, oh wow, you fucking treat me like a human being, wow. I'm like, yeah, because I'm not a fucking psychopath. But like, what I see with hookup culture is it's like the people that go to a gun range and they buy 50 rounds of ammo and they just like mag dump, and they shit out like an awful grouping, and they're like, I shoot, and it's like, you're missing the entire point of like what this is for. Like, you know what I mean? Am I tripping? My flip era? What does that mean? What is a flip? Does this make sense? Thank you for the $1.79 oddity. The bars on the floor? I don't know. It's just flop era? What does this mean? It's just, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people miss the point of sex. Maybe I'm wrong. I know that I'm not, though. But, like... You know what I'm saying? I feel like the point of sex is, like, the intimate connection and, like, actually knowing somebody and knowing, like, what they want and, like, this whole, like, mutual symbiotic thing. And, like, the hookup culture just completely neglects that and turns it into fucking FFA. Let me put it this way. Sex is co-op, and they make that shit FFA. Like, if you're having sex for just physical pleasure, it's like you're fucking wasting your time. Like, that's so much time and energy. Like, why the fuck would you do that? Aren't you like a garbage friend or something? No, not at all, actually. I'd say that I'm somebody who cares about what's right. They make sex in a battle royale. That's a good way to put it, honestly. It really does feel like a fucking battle royale. You just fucking jerk off. If you really need to. You know what I mean? I don't know, dude. I don't understand, like, the idea. Like, that's just not something that I'm into. I don't know, like, people will be like... I've even had, like female friends be like, hey, and I'm like, no, like... Why would I do that? Let me just complicate things massively. There's only 33 viewers because I'm streaming on YouTube too, Darkstro. Most of the people in chat are on YouTube. Good dude, you? Yeah. I don't think I have anything to be ashamed of. So there's shows where the guys are like, I have sex every day. Yeah, it's like, dude, how the fuck do you have time for that? I don't know, man. I don't have time for that. Literal energy, too. A false idol, sex is reciprocal, done right, you maintain your own life force. No, I totally agree with you, Kevin. I totally agree with you. I think the play solo co-op or multiplayer. That's very true, Third Burger. I just feel like... I don't know. I feel like... and everyone's always like, why am I so unhappy? And I'm like, dude, the answer's like literally right in front of you. Like, I don't understand why this is so hard for you to grasp. I don't know, man. What a fucking waste of time that was. You know what I mean? The goal has been lost regarding intimacy. I think it's because people are scared of intimacy, too. God, it's fun being early 20s these days, right? It is pretty fun, honestly. It's kind of hilarious. Everyone's just so crazy that it makes it like... I don't know, dude. It's fucking funny. Using sex as a form of self-harm? A lot of people do. Like, a lot of people actually do. It's like... I love the creepy music for this, actually. It's like... people feel lonely, so their solution is to make themselves feel more lonely. I don't understand. One time a chick I was interested in said it was weird that I said I wasn't interested in anything sexual. Weird times. Yeah, I mean, that happens all the fucking time, honestly. It's also like people crave intimacy, not sex, and the two concepts have been so confused in modern culture, it honestly makes sense. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Like, people fucking confuse the notion of, like, actually having a connection with somebody, but with sleeping in their bed. And it's like, those are two very, very different things. And one usually needs to come before the other. Yeah, it's a self-sabotage thing. Games for funds. I think you nailed it right there. It's like people want to be wanted. And so they reduce themselves to an object. Otacon, actually, that shit literally happened to me in high school. I've told this story on stream before, but, like, there was a girl that I dated in, like, 8th grade into, like, my first year of high school that I broke up with her because she kept wanting to have sex with me, and I was like, no. Like, I was honestly, like, even back then I had the presence of mind to be like, no, like, you're kind of crazy. And then she went around saying a bunch of shit about me, and that's just how it goes. People hate when you won't stoop to their level, as fucked up as that sounds. Thank you for the 89 pence oddity. Upside down face. Truly, truly. I don't know. Yeah, I think that you're also right with that, Anonymous Smith, where it's like one extreme is recognized as normal and the other extreme is not recognized as normal at all. Now reverse the genders. Yeah, exactly. Dude, David Schwartz, I have so many fucking examples of that. Of like, dude, I have so many examples of that. Where it's like, dude, you reverse it and it's like, Jesus Christ. But then again, I mean, I think that's more emblematic of the fact that everything happens to everybody. But I mean, it's just talked about in different ways. Even in 8th grade, he rejected all the hoes. I was like a fucking monk in 8th grade, dude. Sometimes you just need a horse, lamb, and your significant other. That's very true, Third Burger. Does social media increase sexual activity in younger people? It's not about increasing sexual activity. It's increasing the... I mean, it does as a knock-on effect, but I think it makes people think about it a lot more. It makes people think about it a lot more, and I think that a lot of the time it's like... I think it's really weird when people are like... sex havers. You know what I mean? Is the best way that I put it. When people are always like... yeah, and I have sex. It's like, no shit, dude. Literally everybody does. Thank you. It's like saying I took a shit this morning. Like, nice job, bro. I've told the story where I was at a party, and like the girl was even attractive in this case, which apparently means it's okay and she gets to get away with it, where I was like completely fucking drunk. And this girl came up to me and she was like all over me and she was basically like, fuck me and like all this different shit. She got mad that I wouldn't have sex with her. And then the next day, I realized that she was completely fucking sober. And I was like completely drunk. Of course, even in my drunken state of mind, the Sigma mindset came through and I was like, no. But all I'm saying is, I remember the next day, the way that I found out that she was sober is that she had this bottle of Svedka, right? That she was like carrying around with her the entire time that we were talking. And I noticed that even in my drunken state, I was like, she's not drinking out of that at all. That's interesting. The next day, I picked up this bottle of Svedka. It was completely full. Literally just a prop. And I was like, what the fuck? Never break the Sigma grind set, no. She literally said to me, she was like, oh, there's a bed in there. Like, you should come over with me. And I was like, I don't roll like that. My fucking 16, 17-year-old ass being like, nah, I don't roll like that. It was kind of funny, honestly. I'm glad that I did. That's creepy? Exactly. No, it was extremely creepy. And it was like, I don't know, dude. That girl stopped talking to me after that, and I assumed that she felt weird about the fact that she tried to molest me in a drunken state. Sigmas are like, ah, dang. Yeah, I was like, ah, dang. I don't want to do that with you. Mere alcohol cannot stop the Sigma grind said. Very true, very true. Say the reverse the roles and you get called sexist. I don't even know about that. I don't think that you would get called a sexist in a lot of those situations. It's not even creepy, that's just completely predatory. Yeah, it kinda is, isn't it? Preying on people who aren't sober when you are to make them do things is one of the worst things somebody can do. Yeah, fortunately for me though, when I'm drunk, I'm less interested in that shit. I know that a lot of people are more interested in that. I'm so much less interested in that when I'm drunk. Like, there have been times where I've been at like parties and shit, even in like more recent years, where like I'm drunk and like somebody will be flirting with me, and then it will occur to me that they're flirting with me. I'll be standing there and I'm like, now? Why? Like I'm standing there, I'm like, dude, I'm drunk. Like this is not what I do when I'm drunk. I don't know. If she drinks Svedka, you know you're in trouble. I mean, we were also like 16, 17, 18. I think she's probably like a year or two older than me. Do you know the girl prior or not? No, I didn't. I've told this story before. The only reason that I knew about that girl is because everybody would like talk about her like she was hot shit, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about this person. She was hot shit. I shit you not. She was hot shit because she had 2,500 Instagram followers or some shit like that. They were like, oh yeah, like she's like, oh fuck it. I was like, I couldn't give a fuck. I didn't even have an Instagram at this time. I was like, I have no idea who that is. You've been thinking, but you haven't been gaming. When are you gonna get going down the game list? Soon, Jar Jar, soon. Thank you for the 5 odd. I just want to sit quietly and do a music or a think. Exactly, Kevin. Dude, when I'm drunk, I literally want nothing more than to just listen to music and talk to people. That is literally all that I want to do. Which is what, like, that's probably why I drink on stream more often. Is like, I really only drink in 2 contexts, or 3 really. Which is, I'll drink with the boys, like at a bar or something. I'll drink like if we're having like a game night and it's like we're gonna be doing something that would call for drinking, like if we're gonna be playing like 4 matches of CS, right? Or I'll drink on stream. That's really it. You know what I mean? That's really it. Speaking for experience, girls with high Insta followers will be very desperate for emotional validation. I mean, I could tell more of that story, but I think that that would be honestly in poor taste. Because, like, the reason I'm not going harder on this person is because I talked to them later in the night and they fucking got all emotional with me, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, holy fuck. Like, you're a woman going through it. Alright, I see. You crave emotional validation that I shall not give you. To be honest, I wouldn't be too weirded out by it. How fucked up am I? I don't think that you're weirded out. I don't think that you're fucked up. I mean, maybe we're both fucked up and all, but I'm kind of used to it at this point. Social media breeds evil. Giving people even a single slice of social power makes people think there's no consequence. I honestly think that might have been what it was to a certain degree. It's like you're surrounded by, in her case, yes women, who are like, oh yes, girl, fucking go sit on the drunk guy's lap and try to get him to fuck you while he's fucking 9 out of 10 drunk at the age of 17. I don't know, dude. It was very weird. I don't mean to just keep dwelling on this, but it is an odd story. And I'm sure that plenty of people relate. I mean, it's not particularly awful. It's not like anything happened, but you know what I'm trying to say. What do you think our chances of going to war with China? Pretty high, honestly. Not in like a all-out war, but in some crazy proxy war shit. All-out war is very possible, honestly. It's more possible than people want to think it is, but... Just delete the internet? Good choice. Thank you for the $8. Good J111. You sound very stoic, not in the popular modern sense. No. I'd say that stoic philosophy is the philosophy I relate to the most. I was just talking about how I really enjoy Aurelius a lot. I have fucking a copy of the meditations that I just open when I'm feeling discord in my life. Like a fucking dweeb. But no, I do relate to the Stoics the most, I would say, in my worldview. People will get 100 plus followers, then forget they have social repercussions. Yeah, I don't know. Is there a negative... I mean, Stoic in the modern sense basically just means you have no emotions, I would say. Not that you are in control of your emotions. Because I feel like that's the point of Stoicism, really, is not having emotions. I mean, Aurelius himself dealt with it when his tutor died. Where it was basically like, it's okay to grieve, like it's okay to feel. The important thing is that you just don't let those feelings prevent you from doing what is right. Stoic means Joker mode? No, it's the opposite, actually. It's about doing what's right. It's not about, like, some sort of weird anarchic self-indulgence, which is what the Joker character kind of represents, is this sort of I hate my dad self-indulgence, which is why the Joker thing is so ironic to me. Like it's a funny internet meme, but I mean, realistically speaking, like, nah. Sigma is Joker mode? No, dude. No, dude. I mean, those things don't even exist anyway. I don't actually believe in the Sigma Alpha thing. I mean, it's more about just where people sit in the social ladder, and it's names for that, but a lot of the other things that people correlate with them are ridiculous. Understanding them, processing them, and dealing with them, not ignoring, but I guess that's too deep for most people's understandings. Well, I mean, it's also just difficult. I mean, like, it's easier to, like, think of, like, oh, like, a stoic person is somebody who just, like, doesn't let themselves feel those things, where it's like, it's much more difficult to actually feel them and process them on your own and not burden others with them. Does this make sense? I don't know. Bro, I'm just like Patrick Bateman. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, what people seem to not understand about that is that the Patrick Bateman character is literally like the epitome of a little powerless bitch. Like this is the funny thing, is that people don't realize this, is that Patrick Bateman is the epitome of what people regard as whatever, like a beta. No, Carson wouldn't call me a liar about the chat thing because it's true. Like, you can tell when I talk about it that it's true. But, no, Patrick Bateman's like the epitome of somebody who wants to belong, who wants to fit, and who can't. He doesn't set the pace of anything. He's completely at the mercy of those around him. He's literally a total... Despite his... Like, this it's something that I actually talk about. I think that Bateman is a representation of a lot of the people that I shit on a lot. Is that they have such a need to blend... They have such a need to be accepted, and yet they are completely at the mercy of those around them. They don't set the pace on anything. They don't make any of their own decisions. They're actually just a runt, really. I honestly, there would be a great I could do a great episode of 00 where I talk about characters like Bateman and like Joker and all that sort of shit. But also, I would love to talk about Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver. You know what I mean? The people being inspired by the Joker are the same as that Negative XP song, Scott Pilgrim. Yeah, no, literally exactly. That's why, like, look, maybe Negative XP is actually misogynistic. I don't fucking know. But, like, that's what I got from that song, is it's just talking about a negative impact of media on a particular woman. And I feel like they could be just as true about a man, with things like the fucking Joker, or Patrick Bateman, or fucking all these different things. You know what I mean? It's like people, like, it's the whole fucking looking at something on a screen and being like, he's literally me. And it's like, no, dude. Like, fucking people who are into Drive. Shit like that. You know what I mean? That's why I like that fucking Negative XP song, honestly. Everyone I've heard talks about how good Taxi Driver is, but I've still yet to see it. No, I really like that movie. A lot of people would say that I completely misinterpret that movie, but fuck him. Actually, Negative XP is just a troll as far as I've seen. That's exactly what I think. First, chat, give me your opinion on Travis Bickle. I agree that, also, look, I'm not about to be like, Fight Club is misunderstood or anything. I'm not about to go on one of these things. I think that Fight Club gets a bad rap when it shouldn't. I think that Like, it's one of those things that actually is so good at what it does that people love to hate on it, and like, it's one of those like, it's like all the fucking stupid film students like gas that movie up or something. It's like fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, but like, I think that Fight Club is not. When people shit on Fight Club, I think that they're fucking stupid. Honestly, I think that movie handles a certain conflict that men face in the modern world very well. And I think that it explains why a lot of the world is the way that it is. Not that it explains why. There's countless pieces of media that examine that, and I think the Fight Club is a good modern example, and it's very digestible for a modern audience. Definitely watch Taxi Driver. Not a role model, of course not. Of course not a role model. That's the thing, is like, these characters aren't role models. But who has seen Taxi Driver? Please tell me your opinion on Travis Bickle. What do you think? What do you think about Travis Bickle? I'm going to grab a final red stripe. Give me a second. All right. Where were we? The discourse ruins the experience of media when it comes to well-renowned media like Fight Club? Absolutely. Travis Bickle is aimless to the point when he backs the different sides of the same topic just to impress the people in front of him. I see that. It's been a while since I've seen but Travis Bickle, he was kind of off mentally, even though he never tried fixing himself. Nobody really tried helping him either. I find it interesting that killing pedos was seen as badass back then, but nowadays it all feels like sympathy for them. You can't say anything without people bringing their meaningless discourse into it and making him the bad guy for an imaginary problem. Travis Bickle is an easy character to relate to, and unfortunately, that makes it... I'm not talking about relatability, actually. Travis Bickle is very hard for me to figure out because I don't exactly know how to describe him. When I first watched Taxi Driver, my take on it was I thought that because him being a vet is obviously a really big impact on the topic, right? And he has that... If you don't want to get super spoiled, then click off because it's a fucking great movie. But what I thought that Taxi Driver was about was somebody who has fallen into total worthlessness by their own... whether because of trauma or by their own volition, or maybe a combination of the two. He finds himself in this state of where he feels that he is worthless, that he is not living for his purpose, right? And he has these ideals of things that he could have, like the beautiful woman and like that sort of stuff, right? But the sort of bizarre bit of heroism to the character is the fact that, or let me put it this way, let me back up, right? When he tries to assassinate the politician, Palatine, right? When I first watched that, I didn't take that as him actually trying to assassinate the guy. What I thought it was that like that was the man that the woman that he was into respected the most, and he wanted to prove that he was better than him to himself, so that he could have the confidence to go and do what he wanted to do when he shoots all the pedophiles, right? That was how I first read it. It was like a man proving himself against other men, and like that was an interesting dynamic to that movie to me. But ever since I thought that, I went and I looked at what other people thought, and apparently I'm completely fucking wrong, and he's supposed to just be an insane person. But I thought that he was actually a little bit more sane. He was just broken. And it was almost like him being a vet's a major impact on this, where clearly he has PTSD, right? Where it almost seems like whatever he did before, it's implied that he has demons from that part of his life, or like things that he regrets, or maybe he failed, you know what I mean? Like something. So like he could prove to himself that he could do it with that. You know what I mean? Like even like when he's talking to like the Secret Service guy. And he's all like, I could be one of you guys. You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to prove to himself that he has the balls or, like, the machismo to do it. I don't know. But apparently I'm dead wrong. If I bring this up to a film student, in fact, a film student that I know very well, they'd probably snap my neck and say that I'm insane. But that's what I read it as the first time, at least. The purpose of these characters is to study complex psychological, philosophical problems within their lives, not to justify their actions. It's like sympathizing with Ed Kemper in a crime doc. Yeah, no, definitely. Thinking he's just insane is a very surface-level point of view. Yeah. Where it's almost like he's somebody who, at one point in his life, was very much like, I don't mean to say like a doer, but like the guy that would go the extra mile, right? And then when he sees that injustice with like the vulnerable girl, Jodie Foster's character, right? What? This fucking song again. There we go. We're gonna go Wings at Kinnereth. What, like, it struck to me, like, when people are like, oh, like, he's in love with Jodie Foster's character, I don't think that's what it is. I think it's like he's trying to, like, redeem himself. You know what I mean? Like, for his past mistakes. Like, he's trying to put himself through torment so that he can rest more easily, which is, like, what the end of the movie kind of implies. I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking tripping. Please let me know if this is a nuclear, awful take on Taxi Driver, but that's what I got from it the first time that I watched it. Let me know if I'm crazy, though, because a lot of people think that I'm dead fucking wrong on that. Am I nuts? Let me know. No, I wasn't talking about Lolita. I was talking about Taxi Driver. I've never seen Lolita. I don't know. You seem like the sort of person who would really get into Joshua Graham from New Vegas. Joshua Graham is pretty fucking hilarious. I like that character. Gaming has replaced sport in some men? Absolutely. It's competition. It's not a matter of replacing it. I think that it's not even about men. It's just about people, really. I think that people need competition. Thoughts on the walking contradiction scene? I think that supports what I think that movie's about. Is because on the surface he seems like a bad guy. Really. You know what I mean? Like in the sense of like what he does is wrong, but his motivations for it seem not even pure, but his motivations seem rooted in a perverse sort of good. I don't know. I think that's kind of what the walking contradiction thing is about. Is like when she even says whatever, partly fiction, right? It's like, is this just the story that he's telling himself to make himself a hero, or is he actually one? You know what I mean? Is it just a story, or is he actually? Because, like, by the end of the movie, it doesn't seem like he's on the road to continue violence. Like, it seems like it's kind of out of his system, so it implies that it isn't necessarily fiction. I don't know. The movie does a great job of playing with whether or not he is bad, and I think that's, I don't know. It's just like, apparently I have an incel take in saying that Travis Bickle is not a wholly bad character. They work against the structure, and as such our culture respect the cavalier attitude. Oh, of course, of course. Why do you disagree, Venom? I'd love to hear your take. Dr. Khan Twitch that the gaming gives men purpose, some goal, they become the hero of the story that everyone depends on. That's why men are susceptible to gaming addiction, because that's what we crave. I mean that's, you can even say that's what Fight Club's about, really. But I think that it's a little more than that. I think that it's more about I don't see it as being a single player game thing. I'm talking about more multiplayer, where people need that sort of competitive... People need to weigh themselves against other men. Not just men, but I mean... when I say men, I'm usually just talking about humans, but... That's like the old sense of using it. It's just, I don't know why I like using it that way. But... Slush did make a great video about the Twitch therapist, indeed. But, I think that it's more about proving oneself a lot of the time. And sharpening the skills. I think that's a very, like, evolutionary, rooted thing. Definitely, Travis Bickle definitely means well, even if he does bad things. I wouldn't call him a bad person. Yeah, that's kind of like my take on it, is he's almost like a misguided good guy. I don't know. Gaming's honestly just a more accessible way to scratch that competitive itch for a lot of people. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, I was actually thinking about this earlier, where I was like, as ridiculous as it sounds, it's like, you look at like the population numbers, right? Historically speaking, like, a lot of people that are into games probably would have been stabbing each other if this was a couple thousand years ago. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even necessarily think that he's an anti-hero. That's the thing, is like, I don't think that he's an anti-hero. He's more of just a broken actual hero. I could be wrong, but I mean, that's kind of what I read it as. And it's also like, you can even relate it to like the Vietnam War and all the vets coming back and nobody like giving them credit for what they went through. Really. A tragic hero. Yes, he's a tragic hero, I would say. Just monkey brain tasks designed to squeeze dopamine from your brain? Yeah, exactly. But I mean, those monkey brain tasks that squeeze dopamine from your brain are based on... There's a reason why those evolutionary pathways exist. Why'd you decide to do a YouTube stream instead of Twitch? Because YouTube's better for streaming, is what I've found. And also, I mean, I just stream on both. I mean, anecdotally speaking, one person who's a pro in a competitive game said that playing the game literally kept him out of gang violence and similar stuff that constantly happened at school. Yeah, exactly. I really think that, like, the funny thing about the whole violent video games thing is, like, oh, it makes people violent. I think that violent nature is always there. And I think that, like, that's even the movies that we're talking about right now are that's kind of a major topic in them. I think that sort of need for conflict and to root out the enemy is something that is hardwired into humans. So I think that a lot of the psychological struggles that people face today are because they have no means of doing such. And I mean, like, it's even, like, more demoralizing when you think of, like, the police, right? Where it's like, you think about it, how, like, obviously nobody fucking respects the police. Everyone thinks they're fucking clowns. And it's like, okay, then who's fucking doing the good shit? Oh, nobody. Oh, you know, like, a ton of people in power in our country are just pedophiles. Great. Who's gonna do anything about it? Nobody. Guess I should play Valorant. You know what I mean? Like, I really think that in a weird way, gaming satisfies that inherent need to fight and rid the world of what one perceives as evil, not even if that's necessarily evil. I think that games satisfy that itch in a lot of people, and you could argue that's a bad thing. It's almost like, right now it sounds like I'm arguing that violent video games actually don't cause violence, they prevent it, and that's a bad thing. But you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. You can't legally kill a person in a duel, never forget. Not in Chicago. Mutual combat. I think the violence in video games provides an outlet for people to lash out. Yeah, exactly. What is violence at the end of the day? I saw this discussion between Tarantino and an interviewer. I'm not too keen on Tarantino myself. I think that's just because he's a fucking freak. Games are popular all over, not only in the US, where you have funky cops, let's call it. Most of the world is funky cops, though, David. That's what I'm saying, is like the cop thing in America is like no fucking different. But the most of the world, I mean, you can fucking bribe cops to get away with shit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's... You know what I mean? Like, there's gotta be some sort of baked in, like, evolutionary lizard brain thing that people are like, there is bad around me, I must rid the world of it, but I cannot. You know what I mean? I really think that there is probably nothing more psychologically torturous than knowing that there is bad being done to good people and that you can do nothing about it, and the people that can do things about it will choose to do nothing about it. You know what I'm trying to say? I am actually writing a book, Stanley Smooth. I would tell you the title, but I don't want somebody to steal it. It's the Don Quixote effect. Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Where it's like, when you can see the problem right in front of you but do nothing about it, you invent problems that you can conquer because you need to be conquering them. Being powerless is a bitch. Can I read it sometime? Of course, Sarah. We've got brains for scarce resources in an abundant world. I think the world isn't as abundant as people give it credit for. They're turning Scav AI difficulty way up this weekend. That's what we like to see. I'll get a squad together. How do you feel about Charles Bukowski's Don't Do It speech? I'm actually not familiar with Bukowski's Don't Do It speech. I feel like I've seen it on YouTube or something, but I'm not, like... Actually, I can't remember what he fucking says, honestly. Not being able to help those you love sucks. I would say that there's probably... Like, I couldn't imagine a worse torture for a just person than exactly that. My book is actually... This is actually... Everything that we've talked about so far is stuff that I talk about in the book that I'm writing. Where I talk about... It's about, like, the source of that sort of dissonant sadness that people seem to feel a lot in the modern world. I talk particularly about my generation, because I like... People I grew up with, I talk to them a lot about, like, a lot of the topics that I talk about in the video, and the inability to do anything about bad things is a major topic in that book, where, like... When a lot of the time that I've seen people, including myself actually, like when I would say that when I was depressed when I was younger, it was because of this. And I think that it was for a lot of my friends. That like, it was that sudden, I think a lot of the time it probably happens around the time that you're 15, 16, 17, where you start to see horrible things happen and people get away. Oh my God, not this song right now. We don't need this song right now. You start to see horrible things happen and people get away with them. And then you realize that you would face far worse consequences for actually doing anything about the problem. And I think that that is very depressing. Almost unavoidably depressing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a sort of powerlessness that your brain is not designed to handle, I think. Or it's supposed to... It's like... Let me put it this way. Being that powerless is so bad for you that your brain is designed to make it as uncomfortable as possible so that you are not that powerless. But the thing is that the world is a way where you can't do that. You know what I mean? 00 will come back. I will publish... Yeah, I will publish it under a pseudonym. I wouldn't use my real last name. Like journalists that get assassinated for speaking out against the government? Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like that from a small scale to a large scale. You know what I mean? Like, you can think of countless examples of it. But I think that is, I think that that's a lot of what drives people to depression nowadays, at least. I feel like that's why a lot of people join the military, is sort of guttural resolution to need to fix. Dude, you're so fucking right. That's why that was so interesting to me for the longest time, and why it still remains to be interesting to me. Is because it's like, it's a surefire way of fucking throwing yourself at a problem and being like, I did something, even if you didn't actually. But it gives you, I'm sure that it would give you a sort of psychological, if not spiritual, peace of mind. I am vaccinated, actually, yeah. Because I actually got vaccinated like last month. Or 2 months ago. Because if you can't get lost in the things you love, you shouldn't do it. Oh, let me read this. Okay, Bukowski's Don't Do It is basically him saying go crazy with passion of the topics that you could do forever and do everything to get it, because there's nothing in the world that can be more satisfying. I mean, I honestly totally agree with that. Not in a hedonistic sense, but like, if there is something that drives you, if there's something that you know that you should do, then why do anything else? peace of mind? Probably, but let's not kid ourselves that this is the most inefficient way of fixing the problem you think you're facing. Exactly, Vessel Material. You're dead fucking right. That's the thing. And that's the real tragedy of it, isn't it? Is that that's the only way? Not the only way, but that's the most obvious way to achieve that peace of mind, and it also doesn't help anything. In fact, it probably makes it worse. Did you check out Them They Came For Me by the Drones? I will check it out, Krieg. Thank you. Is it a David Wallace generation analysis in the book? Is that David Foster Wallace? I'm unfamiliar, really. I'm not as well read as I'd like to be. I'd have to read that for myself. It's kind of just like, it's just something I've thought about for a really long time about myself and about the people that I know, and it's kind of like a sort of, it's just me fucking musing. It's just me musing, you know what I mean? Hopefully somebody finds some sort of meaning in it. Yeah, I mean that guy, yes. No, I'll have to read. Most people in the army are just foot soldiers for the bigwigs in the corporate world by waving their political donors to the politicians they voted for. You're dead right. It's tragic. See? Where's the spirit of this song in the modern day? I'm cranking it.
Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip.
Couldn't have a more relevant song, come on.
Had a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was early in the morning when he rode into the town. He came riding from the south side, slowly looking all around.
Could there be a song that is more relevant to what we were just talking about?
And he's here to do some business with a big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. In this town there lived an outlaw by the name of Texas Red. Many men had tried to take him, and that many men were dead. He was vicious and a killer, though
so good. Let me fix my camera real quick.
And the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more, 1 in 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was an Arizona Ranger, wouldn't be too long in town. He came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead. And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas
I can't adjust my eyes now.
Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried before were dead.
I want to hit you with something real quick. There's something I've been thinking about for a long time, right?
21 would be the Ranger with the big iron on his hip.
The rise of... I'll do it after this song, actually. I'll do it after this song.
The morning passed so quickly, it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome Ranger was about to meet his death, about to meet his death.
We'll get there in a second. We just got to appreciate this
There
song.
was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the Ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped. And the Ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip, big iron on his hip. Big iron when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
There it is. Couldn't get more relevant than that. But what I was going to say is, I think that the rise of... Not this song again. I think that the rise of the concept of, think about the way... I'm sure that some of you in chat are actually going to know what I'm talking about. The rise of the operator. Right? From the military, like the special forces dudes that come into the media, right? That is to scratch a niche in the modern psyche for the cowboy. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Because they have this sort of cavalier, they get to have their big beards, they get to do what they want to do, right? They get whatever guns they want, they kind of don't play by the rules. They get up there and they give these people a sort of assurance that there are still people like that in the world. That's what I think that is. People like Jocko Willink? Yeah, people like Jocko Willink, is it Tim Kennedy? Those kind of people. Yeah, I can see that. SEAL Team 6 equals Wyatt Earp, Davy Crockett. Yeah, shit like that. Exactly. Modern day cowboys. I feel like that's what that is. It's like, and it also sort of gives young men this sort of, I mean, not even just young men, I'm not trying to be sexist, but it gives these sort of people a hope that there are still violence doers that do it for a good reason. Oh, dude, the Mr. Pregnant Charles sketch is one of my favorite, actually. Instead of a cowboy hat, it's a backwards cap and a set of wraparounds. Yeah, it's a set of fucking tactical Oakleys and a backwards cap, exactly. And a Black Rifle Coffee Company cup. Mister, I reference that all the time. Whenever I have to do something by myself, or I take matters into my own hands, I'm always like, cowboy mode, alone. What I think of Miss Ghislaine Maxwell, Ghislaine, I think that she'll be dead before she faces trial. Australian example, Ned Kelly, for sure. Cowboys are sick, you're right. But am I wrong about the operator thing? I feel like that's what they are. Is they're really just the modern media equivalent of fucking, like you said, Wyatt Earp, David Crockett, those kind of people. But Travis from Taxi Driver is a great example of an incel. Hearing the other comments on this you read is definitely a bit disheartening. You think he's an incel? I mean, the fact that he can't get the girl he wants is, I mean, he is technically an incel, but I feel like there's more to his character than want of a woman. I'm not sure, though. That's the thing, is people always come at me, they're like, oh no, it's an incel movie. And I'm like, that's not what I got from it, though. Again, apparently my interpretation of the movie is dead wrong. Yeah, incels are pathetic, is the thing. Like, yeah. Like, let me put it this way. Like, Bickle in Taxi Driver is a little bit not pathetic by the end of the movie. You know what I mean? Like, the difference between him and an incel is that his actions actually lead to good. By the end, really. Right? He would literally be an incel. Yeah, he's literally an incel, but I don't think that's what it's about. Taxi Driver is about the struggle of finding purpose. The woman was just a way to find it. Exactly. That's what I'm saying, is like, there are incel elements to his character. Where, like I said, he's like a broken man. But I don't think that that is necessarily the thing that drives him in the story. I think him being an incel is more of a symptom than it is the root cause. The idea of the frontiersman is still amazing. That's why I like the idea of Minutemen from Fallout 4, but not necessarily the way that they were in Fallout 4. Also, the incel perspective of the movie is limited. Yeah, that's my issue. Bateman has the pathetic element of the incel. Here's a perfect example where, like, it's like, honestly, Bickle and Bateman are opposites. Where Bateman is, by definition, not an incel. He has sex, but he's extremely incel-y. You know what I mean? They could reskin a John Wayne story to be a hostage extraction op movie. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is it's the same thing. It's the same cultural thing. How to take video game characters like Link, Master Chief, all the Far Cry MCs, etc. Also embody that of a cowboy or like Robin Hood archetype. Exactly, dude. Master Chief's a great fucking example of that. Well, I was talking to, I might have been talking to Glink about this actually, where I was saying that why Master Chief is actually a good character, the way that Bungie had him. Like, people like the Halo 4 and Halo 5 more emotional Master Chief, but I think that misses the entire point of Master Chief actually being a good protagonist, which is the fact that he represents the sort of stoic ideal of he's a man of action. Let me put it this way, the fact that Master Chief doesn't speak is more important than when he does. You know what I mean? Not a stapler, so your first problem in seeing that is saying, I need to get woman. It's not about getting woman, it's about fixing yourself. The thing is that women will find you attractive when you have fixed yourself. Like the thing is that people always think that the problem is women when they are undesirable. The true problem is themselves. One must first become desirable, and then it is easy. Because the trick is to want to be somebody that people would want to be with. Definitely agree with your opinions on Taxi Driver. It makes the Joker look like a very disjointed attempt at understanding mental illness. I think that the Joker, the movie, was very good in terms of, like, it showed, like, just the slide of how somebody who is a victim and who is tragic can slide into being a villainous murderer. That was what I liked about the movie. It's almost the opposite of Taxi Driver. I know the movies get compared a lot, but I think that they're actually opposites. Doesn't that seem one-sided, though? Shouldn't that apply to both genders? I think it does apply to both genders. I'm just speaking from a man's perspective because I am only a man. But I think it applies to everybody. But what I'm saying is, like, with the incel thing, from the male perspective, it's so often people think that the problem is women when truly the problem is themselves. You could say the exact same thing about, like, all those articles that you always see where it's like, I'm 30 and alone and I'm miserable. And it's like some article in The Guardian written by, like, some woman who talked about how much she hated men her entire life. And it's like, yeah, well, maybe you wouldn't have been attracting shitty men if you yourself weren't shitty. I think it's the same way, either way. You know what I mean? It's weird the school I was at treated like a morality choice thing. We were split in class and our thoughts on him, and the class had a big discussion whether he was good. Hold on, what are you talking about there? Frag bombs, eh? I can't find it, I'm blind. Simple economics, if you have value, there will be demand. Exactly. Being too nice can attract shitty people too, though. That's what I'm saying, is there's this awkward, and this is how so many things... Oh, Ned Kelly? Perfect example. There's this thing, and there's this awkward balance that you have to strike, which is having standards high enough that you're not too nice to people, but also being kind enough that you are desirable. You know what I mean? The world's a balancing act. That's why, like, the answer that people don't like, which is the true case, is that extremes aren't usually the answer. Aren't usually, at least. Very rarely are. Extremes are only the answer when one extreme has already taken hold. You know what I mean? I feel stupid now. Is the meme lift heavy, get wife, acquire milkers basically the actual mindset, or not as simple, or is it lift heavy and be a good person, get wife, acquire milkers? Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. You have to understand that what that's actually about the lift heavy thing is it means develop discipline within yourself and make yourself a desirable person. Become somebody that somebody wants to be with. Is really what that's saying. That's the cure to incels, in my opinion. And I've wanted to talk about this for a long time. Is that, like, what they need to understand is that it's very difficult to look at yourself in the eye and be like, I'm a fucking loser. But they need to do it. You know, and not like a loser, but I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. Like one must first see the fault within themselves. You gotta work on yourself before trying for a relationship. Yeah, you gotta have yourself fucking ironed out before you ever try to tie your life in with somebody else. You know what I mean? Holy shit, no, you sound like you're describing the mating practices of cavemen. I mean, it's just natural, is what I'm saying. Is like, you have to be desirable. I've been blessed a bit, I guess, and that prevented me from becoming a better person, as I've had an easy time with women simply for the exterior, even though the interior was shit, but I'm working on that. I mean, hey, at least you're fucking working on it. You know what I mean? Like, at least you acknowledge it. The thing is that there's a lot of people in life who will never acknowledge it, and they'll never understand what they're doing wrong. It's also like, you have to understand. I feel like I don't mean to be giving girl advice, but it's like, you have to understand that everybody's searching for the same thing, for the most part. They're searching for a reliable partner that they can count on, that is somebody that they want to be with, somebody that they know will have their back, and somebody who has value. Not in a commodity sort of way, but in a sort of way of like, somebody you'd want on your team. And I feel like that's what people don't realize is like, a lot of incels have the idea of like, why am I picked last for fucking dodgeball? The thing is, if you were better at dodgeball, you wouldn't get picked last. You know what I mean? Like, that is something that you can fix. It's not like you can't learn how to play dodgeball. You know what I mean? No, are the cavemen in the room with us right now? Dude, the caveman's sitting right here. The shit camp streamers scare me? What is shit camp? I don't know what that is. I think that you mentioned before about competition is why capitalism works best out of any economic system. It plays off of human impulses rather than human idealism. Yeah, idealism is a lie that we tell ourselves. The thing is that the natural order rules us. That's just the way that it is. Humans are in this awkward limbo where we're smart enough to think about how things could be better, but we're also still animals. So we can't live in that state. We're not perfect like that. You know what I mean? Like, we can imagine, we can dream up all these things that could work hypothetically if everybody wasn't a human. The thing is that we are. We need to compete. That's how it works. You can't beat nature. Yeah, a lot of the streamers that paint themselves as problematic are fucking hilarious because they do it on purpose and they actually aren't even. It's like performative activism is the best way I can put it. Our minds point up, but our bodies are still from the ground we stand on. Exactly. You can't deny your true nature. Hey Noah, what do you recommend to a significantly depressed person who has difficulty putting themselves into action? I'm a loser and I often find it difficult to push myself out of my loser state. Anonymous Smith, I'm gonna be honest. Some people might say that you're being hard on yourself when you say that. But the fact that you just called yourself a loser, I'm gonna give you props, right? I don't know you. You probably aren't a loser. But the fact that you think you are, to me, is a good sign. That is a good sign to me. In the sense of, all that I would recommend to you is that it sounds like you have the drive to. It sounds like you are uncomfortable in your current state, which is the first step. What you need to do, I would honestly, I'm not a fucking psychologist, don't assume this, but the first step is doing something every day. I would advise, literally, just start with push-ups. Something that you can achieve daily. Like, just start with something like push-ups. And then see that you can do that, and then add a little bit more, and then add a little bit more, and then add a little bit more, and then you will slowly drag yourself out of your state of not doing anything, and you will put yourself into a state of where it is very normal for you to do things. That's what I would say. Making the bed. I'm not talking about making the bed. It's not about necessarily stuff like that. It's you need to start with incremental discipline. You can't, like, people always are like, I gotta get it all together right now. I'm gonna do all these different things. Do not do that. Pick, like, one thing and work your way up from there. It's a gradual process, but it will be easier than you think that it is once you're already going. Like, give it probably about 3 weeks of dedicating yourself to doing something regularly. Also, make sure that you're eating well. Here's the thing. My best recommendation. Dedicate yourself. Say, I'm going to do, like, literally just do something easy, like 50 push-ups a day. I'm going to do 5 sets of 10 push-ups, right? I'm going to eat well, and I'm going to get to sleep at a good time. You will feel 1,000 times better very soon. And it will put your brain in a state of where, like, oh, I can do things. You know what I mean? Like, that is my best advice I can give you. Make sure that you're getting proper nutrition. Make sure that you're sleeping well too, because that's usually a big factor. I know that when you're depressed, sleep, it gets really fucking weird. But, like, try to get your good sleep as much as you can while you do this, and you'll start to hopefully feel a little bit more driven in certain aspects. I gotta fix the focus on my camera. Is that better? I think it is. No, is Dream fat? No, I don't think Dream's fat. Thank you for the 279 though, Ked. Force yourself to achieve a possible goal. Motivation is a once in a while thing. Learn that from Josh. Exactly. Josh is dead right in that. Absolutely. Do you have any tips for starting to eat healthier? Learn to cook. Genuinely. And it's fun. You'll get addicted to it like I did. Learn to cook. It's not hard, and it's fun, and easy. Easy. I'd say start cooking meat. I think that people don't get enough meat in their diet, honestly. Not in like the fucking meat. The people who eat only meat are fucking crazy. But I think that a lot of people don't get enough meat. Start like get yourself a good cast iron skillet. And learn how to sear yourself a steak, like a chicken breast, cook some fish if you like fish. Shit like that. And medium rare, well done. Fucking medium rare, of course. But like do some shit like that. Eat some fucking vegetables, eat some fruit. I'd say eat fewer carbs. Carbs make me feel like shit personally. I don't know how it is for everybody. Eat fewer carbs. Rely less on bread. You know what I mean? Get some fruit in you, get some vegetables in you. Get some actual meat in you, you know, like the things that people are actually supposed to eat. You'll probably start to feel better. I'd say, yeah, just start by learning how to cook meat. Easy. Hot take, barbecue is a form of Western meditation that is not even a joke. I honestly think that, Jono, mate, you're dead right. Like, it sounds funny. I think that you're 100% right. Eggs in the morning? Definitely. If eggs don't fuck up your stomach. I know that they fuck up a lot of people's stomachs. They don't fuck mine up, though. Watch your sugar and sodium. Drink lots of fluids, too. For sure, for sure. I'd also recommend eat a lot, like, if you're, like, I don't know if you're underweight or if you're overweight or whatever. If you're... Carb load if needed. Yes. Yeah, if you're gonna do, like, cardio and shit like that. But depending on where you're at, like, dude, just fucking... Literally, white rice, like... a salmon fillet and some fucking spinach goes a long way. I would say that shit feels good. No, perfect. I could go for a great salmon fillet with some penne. Exactly, Anonymous Smith. Exactly. That shit hits. Like the past week of my life, I've been eating primarily salmon fillets just because I had a lot of it. I ate a lot of salmon, ate a lot of white rice, ate a lot of spinach, ate quite a few bananas, ate some blueberries, some strawberries, shit like that. Did a lot of squatting. Feel fucking great. Look at a microwave and a toaster oven at my disposal in my dorm, but by God, I will find a way. Get, you can get a decent rice cooker for like $20. It'll cook you like 3 or 4 servings of rice in like one go in like 20 minutes. And then just put that shit in some Tupperware and you're good. Shit'll smack too if you do it right. It'll tell you like the water proportions. Throw some fucking olive oil in there. Throw a little bit of seasoning in there with the rice. It will literally be like fucking... That shit bangs. Fuck French fries. Fuck potatoes, honestly. Dude, you season your rice right? Easy, dude. Easy. I don't love you guys, vessel material. I don't know you. That's the thing, is like I'm not gonna tell you that I love you. I mean I love you in spirit as my fellow humans, but I mean like I don't love you like that. I would never lie to you. Gotta add spinach to my diet? Yeah, spinach is good, especially if you're iron deficient, which a lot of people are actually. Once you learn an instrument, you start to feel talented, boosting your confidence, but do not boast about it because then it becomes a gimmick. Absolutely. Yeah, no, learning an instrument is also great advice. Sometimes the most basic food's the best. Rice, eggs. Yeah, that's the thing is like, dude, like fucking rice, eggs, steamed broccoli, pork, fucking like think about what like a human would actually eat. Were you just a natural human? What would you eat? Meat, some herbs on the meat, seasoning, you know, grain, rice, shit like that. Fruit, vegetables, actual food. You know what I mean? Eat some actual food is what I'm trying to say. Like I feel like a lot of people do not eat actual food. Like even like, here's the thing is, I'm a big In-N-Out guy, right? But what I get from In-N-Out is the fucking 4x4 protein style. I get 4 fucking beef patties. I get some cheese. I get a fucking tomato and some lettuce. You know what I mean? Like I'm not eating like a fucking bun. You know what I mean? Like that shit's not good for you. Fuck that shit. Seafood's great for you too. Japan got it right. Fish, rice, and veggies. Yeah, honestly, fish, rice, and veggies fucking bang. Fucking bang, dude. I was about to put you on blast for that, bro. Which part, Anonymous? Also, I can't believe that I didn't touch on this sooner. Get some fucking sun. It's not about touching grass. Get some fucking sun. Like, whether it's you going for a walk, go for like a 45-minute walk. I mean, you can start small too if walking's not your thing. Go for like a 20-minute walk, 15-minute walk. Get some fucking sun, dude. Like, I literally, if I'm feeling fucking miserable, you know what I do? I mean, you can't see actually where I'm at, but right behind my desk is a sliding glass door. If I'm feeling fucking miserable, I go out, I fucking strip down to the fucking basketball shorts, and I just fucking lay on the concrete for a while, and I get some sun, and I feel fucking great. Swordfish steak does slap. Sun is so fucking underrated. You need some fucking sun. It's not even about the vitamin D, too, I don't think. Like, I mean, I've taken vitamin D supplements before. It doesn't hit the same way. Like, nothing fucking lifts your mood more than being in the sun. Lord Pete is checking in. I'm digging the stash, amigo. Thank you, Pete. It's good to see you in chat, dude. No sun here. Britain moment. I mean, I'm not telling you to get cancer, but it honestly might be worth to you if you're fucking seasonally depressed or whatever, British person. Probably fucking go to a tanning salon. Not to actually get tan, but just to get some fucking UV in you. Just get some fucking UV in you. You need it. One good thing was getting into organized sport. Helps having a schedule to look forward to. Absolutely. Like, it's good to... It's very important to have things to look forward to in your life. Still go outside helps anyway. Yeah, you need fresh air. That's like, you have to remember that you're a fucking natural being that needs natural things. Sarah, I had that in my life too. I was fucking miserable. Oh, we're back to the Smells Like Teen Spirit cover. We're going back to the Oblivion music. The dumb skin starts to burn for like 10 minutes in the sun. Well, I mean, hey, then give yourself 10 minutes. I mean, I assume that you'll get some sort of tan. Playing an instrument comes naturally. You keep on learning songs, playing the instrument to get it right. Absolutely. Good luck, Lewis. You are of Earth, so experience it. Yeah, exactly. You'd like so many modern things deny the importance that natural not in the California way, but natural in the actually natural way of like being in the sun and like doing things that a human would normally do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, the importance of that to your health is massively underrated in today's world, I would say. Love swimming, especially in the summers. They open up the bubble and you can swim out to the sun. In the sun? Yeah, dude. Oh my god, dude. Swimming's like my fucking favorite form of exercise, I would say. I live right near Malibu, actually, and the beaches in Malibu are fucking incredible. Urbanization doesn't mean that our bodies are used to it, because they're not. Exactly. Like, I think that's why so many people are unhealthy. Is because they don't live according to what a human actually needs. It's like, people just neglect, like, what a human is actually requires to exist, and they're like, why do I feel like shit? It's like, gee, I fucking wonder. Sometimes you gotta go back to caveman, eat healthy, whole, simple food, get sun and a bit of exercise, drink water, socialize a bit. Exactly. You'd be, Emily, right. You're fucking dead on. You'd be amazed how simple things are that can improve your state. Because it's like excruciatingly obvious sometimes. People think they can adapt past evolutionary boundaries. Yeah, I think that actually is a major factor of it. I think that a lot of the way that people live is very unnatural. And I think that it kind of comes, like I said, people are always like, why am I so miserable? And it's like, well, you're fulfilling like 15% of your natural needs, so like, that's probably a major factor for you. Even if it's not the ocean, I mean, like, I'm sure that you have a local pool or something, like, one of those big indoor, like, Olympic-sized ones. That shit smacks. Even if you just swim laps or something. Thank you, Ice. That does make it a lot easier. The question is always how much is adaptation versus mutation. Very true. A gym is a pool, great way to get cardio in. Oh, absolutely. No, having a pool is essential, IMO. Or having access to one. You see Russian Badgers PC caught on fire playing BF 2042? I did not, but that's very entertaining. That is very entertaining, actually. It is so fucking dark in here. Let me fix my light, actually. Give me a second. What the fuck were we talking about? What the fuck were we on about? That might be a little bit better. Maybe. Probably not. No, not really. Hang on. See, this makes me look evil. Didn't help at all. Every single school should be required to have mandatory weight training class. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. The beer looks like a bottle of iodine. What, Red Stripe? Red Stripe is the beer that I drink when I have absolutely no interest in getting drunk and I just want a beer. 5.7% alcohol. It does nothing. Or no, not 5.7. 4.7, I'm sorry. It's close to Hams. Imagine getting extra credit because you deadlift 2 plates. That's funny. Peace, Maxulos. Always a pleasure, dude. Always a pleasure. I schooled an exercise room that was basically a fitness gym where the only rule was you had to actually exercise. It's so nice. My school never did shit like that. Stadium beer does have crack in it. That's very true. Schools definitely don't push health and exercise nearly as much as they should. Yeah, every single time they push health, like, dude, fucking the Michelle Obama initiative where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna fucking help you be healthy. And here's how we're gonna do it. Here's a prepackaged pizza. What? Like, why aren't schools, like, serving kids, like, I don't know, like, meat and vegetables? Like, things that you actually need. I don't know. I don't understand, like, all that schools ever seem to serve are carbs, and that makes you think. You know what I mean? That makes me think, at least. Makes me think. Oh, I've given my takes on the US school system before. I mean, it's obviously just a complete clusterfuck and a disaster. Didn't the Michelle Obama initiative just add 400 cal to the average lunch and just absolutely nothing else? Yeah, pretty much. Doesn't make any fucking sense. It's almost as though school food and the way that school is designed to make you as unhealthy as possible. I mean, that's just me. Carbs are cheaper in bulk than things like meat? Yeah, exactly. It's not about health. It's about making it cheaper. I still think that the answer to being overweight is to literally eat less. I totally agree, Ison. I totally agree. If I go to hell, I'm finding the person who created the food pyramid and killing them with my bare hands. You'd do a service to humanity. Minus 110 pounds. Ison, that's fucking incredible. You are on a fucking tear. You love to see it, dude. No, Kevin, I think you're right. That's a hell of a score, Ison. I'm gonna be real. That's a hell of a score. I think most would be surprised how much weight they can lose if they go to the gym 5 times a week, though. Lost a decent amount in only a couple months, plateauing right now, though. No, for sure, for sure. I think that a lot of people are intimidated by the gym, or intimidated by working out. It's like, you really shouldn't be. It's not nearly as hard as... The only reason that people try to make it sound hard is because they want it to be, like, an achievement more so for themselves than it actually is. But it's just a good thing. It's just fun. On the opposite spectrum, really skinny, so my goal is to gain a lot of muscle weight right now. 145 right now, aiming for 165, 175. I'm actually in a similar boat, not a stapler. I'm at like 150, 155 right now. I'm way skinnier than I actually should be. I'm shooting for like 180 personally. In the next like 6 to 8 months. Yeah, I've been trying to put on weight as well. How tall am I? I'm like 5'11 and a half, 6 foot, somewhere in there. It varies, as I like to say. It varies on how I'm feeling. Constantly going to the gym helps your daily mental state almost more than your physical. It's very epic. Yeah, absolutely. Having a routine like that is essential. Like, especially for waking up and like getting your day going, it's key. That's really cool, Jono, mate. Good for your fucking dad. That's what you like to say. You tried deadlifting yet? I know you talked about it in the last year. I haven't tried deadlifting yet. I've just been sticking to squats and benching. I've been doing a lot of incline bench lately. I've been doing like squats, benching, cardio on the bike, and doing some pull-ups, shit like that. Some ring shit. Not fully strong enough for the rings yet. Running with my team in XC is good for me, mentally as physically. So I totally agree. Yeah, no, absolutely. You play any instruments? Yeah, I play the guitar and I've gotten into the bass lately. Yeah, gym culture fucking sucks, Kai. That's very true. Gym culture does suck, which is why it's not even worth concerning yourself about. So very excited to come check out the home gym when you visit? Hell yeah, Wims. The home gym is quite lit, I'm gonna be honest. According to the doctor's office yesterday, I'm 6 foot but 6'1" with shoes and hair. Hell yeah. That makes me feel better. You are taller than me. You are most certainly 6'1" with shoes and hair. Yeah, 6'1", 6'2" in the Netherlands is like being 5'9" in America. That's funny. You exclusively wear boots for the precious extra inch? I wear boots a lot, but the boots that I wear don't actually raise my height that much. I wear fucking Timberland Earthkeepers, and they haven't got that much of a soul to them. But I wear them for the ankle support, as I like to say. I don't like breaking ankles. The dudes that you meet at the gym are always the nicest guys. Yeah, people who are into fitness are usually very nice. They're a lot like gun people. Where everyone thinks that gun people are going to be dicks, but most gun people are fucking great. Kid Buddy's sound reasonable. Reasonable. I've got my boots on right now. Look at this shit. There they are. You're a lost man when you're talking about your height in half inches. No, here's the thing. I would normally say that, Jono, mate. But the reason I say I'm 5'11 and a half is so that people know that I'm not lying. Because here's the thing is, if I said I was 6 foot, they'd know that I was rounding up. When I say that I'm 5'11 and a half, they know that I'm being honest with them. That's why I'll say that I'm 5'12. Is because I'm rounding up, but at least I admit it. Shoes indoors? I have a mat under my desk. I'm on a carpet, but I have a mat under my desk. That's why. And it's hardwood to the door. Say 5'11 and some change. That's basically what I'm doing. Yeah, this is Oblivion music. Favorite color is blue. Cyan, I might even say. I want to piss real quick. I'll be right back. Ah. What's up, boys? What were we on about? How's that prostate feeling post-piss? It's feeling great. Thoughts on BF 2042? It kind of sucks. Honestly, it kind of sucks. Some parts of it are really fun. It's so fucking glitchy, and the balancing is shit so far. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'll probably play some more of it soon. I'm glad you enjoy non-active. I'm glad you enjoy. Cheap rice cooker or expensive one? I mean, you can go from like 20 bucks to like 100. It's up to you. I will play Subnautica Below Zero. I will, Jar Jar. I respect that, Kai. I respect that. Yeah, BF 1, 4, and 5 are $5 on Steam. 4, no, they're not worth it, honestly. I mean, no, you're not gonna play Battlefield 1. Battlefield 5's dog shit. Battlefield 4 is not even that great. So, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to tell you, honestly. Making videos more so on non-gaming topics in the future, like your most recent videos, or will you be swinging back to game reviews? No, I'll be making more IRL sort of videos. But I'm probably going to make like a couple more gaming videos because I've got some ideas for them. But that's just because those are things that I want to make. And this is the year that COD dies? No, they're just going to end up taking another big break and then making an actual good game when they give it like 3 years or something. They'll probably be like, oh yeah, we'll fucking take 2 or 3 for the next one. We'll get a COD game in like 2023 or 2024 and it'll be good. That's how it goes. That's just how it goes. Yeah, everything's clipping the fuck out in that game. I've noticed that myself. I've not seen The Lighthouse. I heard it was really good, though. I'll have to check it out. Battlefield 2042 got them Arma 3 hitboxes. That's a very accurate way to put it, honestly. You should make a Valheim video, Ice, and that'd be sick. Gentlemen, I think it might be time for me to bounce. I'm feeling quite thirsty, and I believe that Bars will be back soon. I believe it might be time. This has been a lovely sesh. I must say, this has been a lovely sesh. And I bid you all a good evening. It has been lovely. It has been lovely. Currently watching the stream with my cat. Please say hi to Julian. He's a big fan. Hi, Julian. You fucking sick-ass cat. Of course, of course. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good one. The stream is over. The gin is not based, Kevin. Y'all have a good evening. I'll probably be back tomorrow or sometime real soon. As I always say, drive safe for some reason. But yeah, drive safe. Goodbye.